Life's not fair. We can all think of times in our life when something happened that just shouldn't have happened. It wasn't something that we deserved, or maybe someone that we love and care about. They've been such a good person their whole life. And then just life isn't as good back to them. Abraham Lincoln's life was a lot like that. If you do any kind of searching about his upbringing, you'll find out that he had a really rough childhood. His mother died when he was young. His fiance died. His marriage to Mary Todd was rocky at best. He ended up losing a child. And in his politics, he lost more elections than he won. In business, he failed more than he succeeded. And when he does finally win, he becomes the president. Half of the country quits. And then the whole nation is plunged into 4 years of some of the worst fighting in American history. And the crazy thing is everyone blamed Lincoln. The South blamed Lincoln. The North blamed Lincoln. The Republicans blamed Lincoln. The Democrats blamed Lincoln. Even his wife blamed him. And as he went through general after general, just trying to find someone who would fight, and as he read through the casualty lists, Lincoln was overcome. He sunk into a deep depression. Yet in that depression, he found the light. You see, the dark days of the Civil War transformed Abraham Lincoln. He had always been a good man, but when he came out of the war, he was a changed man. He was softer, kinder, and even though he wasn't very vocal about it, his relationship with Jesus was much deeper. I can't help but think about all of the awful times, all of the dark days that Lincoln had during the war. And then when I think about that, you just kind of question, why, God? Why didn't you just give him a break? Why didn't you make it a little bit easier on him? And sometimes that's easy for us to do in our own lives. We fall into the trap of saying, God, I know how it should be, and you're not doing that. Why aren't you fitting into my box? But many times the reason why God hasn't stepped in the way that we want him to is because he's got something better for us. You see, the day when Lincoln was inaugurated the second time, when he stood on the steps in front of the Capitol building, in front of thousands of people, when he finally stood up to give his speech, the crowd went crazy. You see, they knew the war was almost over. They knew he had won. They recognized his leadership, and they cheered for him. And when the cheers finally died down, he gave an amazing speech where he challenged America to listen to the better angels of their nature. And during that speech, it was a cloudy day. During that speech, the clouds parted and a huge ray of sunlight shone directly on Lincoln. People in the audience were stunned. It was like God himself was saying, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Later, Lincoln talked to a reporter about that moment, and he said something to the effect of, "Did you see the light? When that sunshine hit me, I got chills." You see, Lincoln had no idea that his assassination was days away. He had no idea that Reconstruction was going to be so painful for the country. And in that moment of success, when the light shone on him, he realized it was all worth it. And we're told that when we get to heaven, that we're not even going to remember all of the crazy disasters and drama and disease that we went through here. We're going to be like, you know what? Whatever it was worth it. You see, when we say life isn't fair, it's because we haven't finished life. God promises us justice. And biblical justice doesn't mean he's going to punish all the bad people. Biblical justice means he pays us back for every wrong. And right now, if you're being wrong and you're not getting paid back, just wait. You'll have your moment in the sun. You'll have your time when everything falls into place and you're like, you know what? Life still isn't fair because I ended up getting way more than I deserved. See, God promises are full of hope. And if you're looking at life right now and it's rough and it's not fair, don't stop. Keep looking, but don't look at those problems. Look up. Hear God's promises. Because one day, very soon, you will realize that God is good, that He is fair, and that He's very proud of you. God bless.